Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Jennifer Palumbo, along with Angie Bevan again today.
Yeah,
it is Friday the 13th, and I feel like this entire week has been Friday the 13th.
It's been rocky.
We could use some good luck today, don't you think?
We could, but I don't think good luck is what's supposed to come on Friday the 13th, but maybe it will this year.
Maybe that will change. Yeah, I mean, it's just continuing to cover the coronavirus and
it's nonstop.
It is. I mean, obviously the latest in Kentucky, 11 cases, but we have a lot of news conferences coming up today. We have Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton at 1, UK Hospital at 2 o'clock. President Trump's expected to speak at 3, and then the governor at 5 o'clock. They'll be on our Facebook page.
Right. We have been carrying the governor
and the president will be live on air as well. Yes,
but carrying those live. And there's typically been some pretty good updates. You know, yesterday's news conferences with the governor it was a lot of the same things we'd heard the day before. You know, just kind of reminding people of just some of the precautions to take. But he did update, you know, the number of cases. And yesterday, of course, was the big update about him recommending that schools across the state take time off. And so I think, you know, we know Fayette County has followed suit, and we'll be getting more and more. A lot did make that announcement yesterday. So that, of course, has a big impact on families. So a lot of people, trying to figure out what they may do for the next couple of weeks. Spring break was among those weeks that schools are taking off.
So Fayette County will get 3 weeks.
Yeah, so at least that was already kind of worked into the school calendar, because it's a big hit on people when they've got to be away from school and just changing plans, and so it does have an impact on daily life for
arranging
people.
for childcare, and you know, your children are in daycare; they're not in school yet, so they're still.
We're lucky right now,
right,
that I think a lot of daycare centers, you know, it's a different scenario because you have to go to school by law. You have to be there. Daycare is by choice, and so I think that's allowing a lot of daycare centers to be, you know, to take precautions, but to be able to still serve families as needed. Yeah, so that's good.
My children had an already scheduled day off today, so their school in Lexington is using this time to scrub the school, you know, and will likely follow suit, you know, with Fayette County's, you know, rules as well. But I mean, it's just one of those where, you know, they continue to say the social distancing is the big thing, and all of these precautions are being taken just to slow the spread and hopefully eventually stop it.
I know. I mean, every time you turn around, though, you're hearing about something being canceled, whether it's the Boston Marathon or the SEC tournament. I mean, there's a lot of precautions, I think, now around the country being taken to at least limit these huge gatherings of people. You know, there's only so much you can do when you're going to work or you're taking care of your family. But I think you know who you're around. You know, if your family's been somewhere, you know, you can protect yourself that way. It's when you're in those huge groups of, you know, hundreds or thousands of people that you wouldn't know. So I think seems like we're being pretty aggressive in terms of just here in the state of Kentucky, which is good, and then what people are doing around the country too.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are obviously a lot of people affected by this. So we're going to bring you some of those stories throughout the day and throughout the show, and how people are being affected. And we're going to start with one right now. We're going to take a look at what's on now. And True Blue fans, of course, are dealing with disappointment that coronavirus concerns have canceled college basketball. First, the SEC tournament in Nashville, and now the NCAA tournament.
UK senior Hayden Hooper plays in the marching band for UK. It's crushing news for him. This was his last chance to play during Kentucky games. Hayden joining us now on the phone, and we just want to know, what do you think about the tournament being canceled? What's that been like?
It's been a very, you know, experience of seeing everything that's going on in the past 24 hours. We heard things a couple of days ago that, you know, it's rumored that we might not be able to go. And the one thing I saw first was just like how Alabama, they made them turn around. They were on their way from Tuscaloosa, and they made them turn around and go back home. And so shockingly, like, thank God we didn't have to go all the way down to Nashville and then have to turn all the way back. But it's one of those things where, you know, us in the marching band, we have a senior group chat, and that's just one thing. Like, we're like, you know, it's been an honor playing with y'all. It's just like we thought we had a month left, and now it ended, you know, a couple days ago. So it's just crazy.
You know, Hayden, you have had a front row seat to some incredible Kentucky games, and obviously it's so sad that you won't be able to experience any more of that. But as you look back on your time at Kentucky and what you've been able to witness, what are some of your favorite memories?
Some of my favorite memories is that my freshman year with De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk and everything. Even in a loss, I UCLA game, just seeing Rupp Arena for the first time, just being there was an amazing experience. Fortunately, I didn't get to go to the Elite Eight, so I didn't get to see the Wicked Bay shot right in front of my eyes. But as the past 3 years, we've had, times where the brackets opened up, or times where, we are literally, a putback away from the Final Four. That weekend last year in Kansas City is probably one of my favorite weekends, even though Auburn came in and beat us. And the thing is, the last March Madness moment I'll ever have is catching the ball after Auburn threw it. The guy threw it up in the air, and I caught the ball in my hand. So that's a crazy thing to think about. That's my last moment in March Madness.
That's funny, and no one can take that away from you. Hayden,
No, and I love the shot of you from last season where you were going nuts and you went viral for that. And you've given us a lot of great memories too as a band member. So thank you for that.
And what's it been like as a student now? Back at UK and all your classes are online. What's sort of the feel around school, around campus right now?
I feel like everyone's shocked right now. I mean, we all knew like next week was going to be, a week where we're all going to be away, get acclimated back, being back home, and then having that time away from school. But they've been prepping us this for about a week or so. It might be happening, and it finally did. But yesterday was a very, campus seemed really solemn and down, and everyone was paranoid. I've been seeing a lot of masks around. Fortunately, I got to go home today. Yesterday, I didn't have classes today, so I'm back in Louisville in my bed. It's felt nice, but sometimes you wish you want to be in Lexington and get back to normal life. But this is not one of those times.
Well, Hayden, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us. We really appreciate it. Stay safe and stay healthy, and go Cats.
Yep, go Cats. Have a good day, y'all.
Thanks, you too.
And sticking with UK and kind of how this has affected both the university and, of course, the basketball team, Coach John Calipari took to Twitter. He praised his team for all of their hard work this season and also in preparing for the SEC tournament. He wrote, quote, "I don't say this lightly. I think I had the national championship team, and this group should go down as one of the most loved teams in my tenure," end quote.
Loved cheering on this team, too. And the way the season ended,
though, he would have said that about any of his teams.
Probably.
But they've all been remarkable.
And the way the season ended with the Florida game, that was a heck of a way for their last game.
I mean, of course, no one wants to see the way this all played out for UK and for college teams, not just basketball, all sorts of sports around the country. Athletes work so hard, and they put their heart and soul into what they do. But there is a little bit of a silver lining in that we at least won the SEC regular season. At least we did end on a high note, but the overarching just disappointment and everything, and it's just so unprecedented to not have an NCAA tournament. I don't know if it's really kind of sunk in yet. Well, just how. I mean, our March and April are just sort of sports in general. We're not doing sports.
And now there's a petition to have eligibility extended for seniors for one more year.
Wow.
And I've signed that online because there are athletes. My friend's daughter's a tennis player at William and Mary, and their seasons are done. Let's give them one more year. If they want to come back and play.
I think that's pretty honorable to do that. For
well,
sure.
Coronavirus concerns are